Walter Scott, 50-year-old Walter Scott, was shot right behind this mega pawn shop by Michael Slager, April 4th, 2015, on the lot right behind this pawn shop. Right behind here. That's where 50-year-old Walter Scott was shot. Got pulled over for a faulty brake light. Slager pulled him over, and then Walter Scott just started running. And Slager pursued him, tried to taser him. Scott kept going, and then Slager shot him 8 times in the back. 8 times in the back over a traffic stop dealing with a faulty brake light. Around 9:30 a.m., April 4th, 2015, then Officer Michael Slager pulled over Walter Scott in this auto store's parking lot, Remont Road. This is Remont Road, North Charleston, South Carolina, for a faulty brake light. The brother of Walter Scott said that Walter was actually coming here to fix his brake light at the auto parts store right here, Remont Road. He got pulled over by Michael Slager for a faulty brake light while going to the Advance Auto Parts. I don't know if it was still Advance Auto Parts at the time, but he got pulled over right here, pulled over, faulty brake light. And then I'm going down here to down Remont Road. He had a Mercedes. After he got pulled over, Walter Scott actually got out of his car and started running down this road, Remont Road, down this road. And then Walter Scott ran down this road here, and that's where he got into it, it's where he got shot. Walter Scott got shot right here by Michael Slager. 8 times in the back. 8 times in the back. Good morning. 8 times in the back he got shot. I do not. Are you familiar with Walter Scott was shot here? So I'm covering that case. You live here? Tragedy, right? Do you know exactly where it was by any chance? Okay. God bless you. Yeah. You too. So, Walter Scott got shot right there by Michael Slager, April 4th, 2015, 8 times in the back. He ran from Michael Slager for a traffic stop for having a faulty brake light. So, got shot. Then, according to witnesses, Slager placed a taser next to Walter Scott, and claimed that he was coming at Officer Slager, so he justified in shooting him. Witnesses, there was a video, you guys seen the video surface of where Walter was shot 8 times running in the back. So Michael Slager got charged. He got charged for murder. A couple months later, 2015, June 2015, he was held in jail all the way to January of 2016. They let him out on bond. $500,000 bond. He had his trial. Michael Slager had his trial, but there was a mistrial because the jury deadlocked. 11 out of the 12 jurors voted to convict, but there was one holdout. So they got a mistrial. The state was going to retry him. Then the feds picked up the case Feds picked up the case, charged Michael Slager with civil rights violation, obstruction of justice. Slager pled guilty. He pled guilty to the federal charges, tried to get the judge to acknowledge that it was a manslaughter charge. Judge sentenced him based off a second-degree murder charge, and he got 20 years in federal prison. And in return for this plea agreement, signed a plea agreement, the state would not retry him. So Michael Slager right now is serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison for violating Walter Scott's civil rights. Then the Scott family came with a settlement with Charleston, city of Charleston, and got a $6.5 million settlement. Happened right here, people. Right here. Right here. Walter Scott was shot in the back by Michael Slager. I can't go any further because it says no trespassing. But it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. You know, you want to be objective at first and say, well, you know, what was Walter Scott running for? He should have complied. You know, a lot of these tragedies happen after people run from police. But he was pulled over for a faulty brake light at an auto parts store. The brother of Walter Scott said he was going to the auto parts store to get his brake light fixed, and he gets pulled over, runs. But, you know, should you just stay still when police pull you over? You know, I don't know the thinking of Michael Slager. Was he just trigger happy at the time? Did he feel that Walter Scott was going to run off and do some other types of crime or something and felt he was justified in shooting, or he was just reckless with his gun? You know, a lot of people have theories and whatnot. You know, my thing is, if you get pulled over, just comply with the law enforcement, because you want to live. I mean, you know, you don't want to die from just running, because, you know, these people have guns, you know, and they're human. And, you know, law enforcement, I do back law enforcement, but there is bad cops out there. There's bad cops out there, and bad cops need to be held accountable for what they do. So that's my input. Rest in peace, Walter Scott. Michael Slager, he's paying the consequences right now, you know, for his actions. 20 years. I mean, is that worth 20 years? You know, for him serving 20 years, where Scott's never going to be on this earth again, you know, that's up for debate too. But, you know, the family got a nice settlement, $6.5 million settlement. And, you know, hopefully there was reforms done in Charleston. Hopefully, you know, the police department does more reforms. You know, that was a bad year in Charleston in 2015, because that happened in April 2015. And remember, June of 2015, when Dylan Roof shot the, you know, 9 African-American parishioners at the AME church in downtown Charleston. I mean, that was 2 tragedies. You know, like, you could say, like, racial type crimes. You know, white people shooting black people. You know, so I bet you, you know, a lot of people were on edge and a lot of tension. You know, hopefully there was a lot of changes made in the city since that incident. You know, police are, you know, don't shoot people just for, you know, minor traffic stops. And, you know, because we need law enforcement. We need law enforcement, but definitely, you know, some cities need types of reform to prevent these type of tragedies from happening. So it's my opinion. Jonathan Lee Riches. I'm outside the spot where Walter Scott got shot. God bless. So it was right there. Right there is where then Officer Michael Slager shot Walter Scott. Right there, April 4th, 2015. Faulty brake light. Got pulled over. Scott got pulled over. Ran on then Officer Michael Slager, and then was shot 8 times in the back. Right there. You know, it's a tragedy that should have never happened. And Michael Slager is being held accountable, serving 20 years for violating Walter Scott's civil rights in federal prison.